The latest news from the Golden State Warriors shows that the team is facing serious challenges after another loss to the Phoenix Suns, their fourth consecutive defeat. What's happening with the Warriors? Is this unstable rotation the main culprit for the drop in performance? And the roster? Does it need adjustments to get back to competing for the top spot in the West? Let's break down the recent games and possible solutions to these problems, because honestly, changes might be necessary to prevent the situation from getting worse. Before we dive into this full analysis, I want to hear from you. What do you think is the main difficulty the Golden State Warriors are facing right now? Is it the lack of consistency in the rotation? The injuries affecting the team? Or maybe the absence of a strategic trade? Leave your opinion in the comments, as we're here to discuss the Warriors news and rumors with you. Now, if you're a Warriors fan and want to stay up to date with all the updates, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell. Your subscription is essential to strengthen our Dubs community, ensuring that you don't miss any details of the hottest Golden State Warriors news and analysis. The rotation issue has been a crucial point in his search for alternatives. Coach Steve Kerr has tried implementing different combinations, but this has not proven to be a sustainable solution. As he himself said, this deep rotation might not be the best path for the Warriors to compete in the Western Conference. Looking at the last 4 games, the results speak for themselves. For example, the team only scored 94 points against the Spurs, a number simply insufficient to win in today's basketball. And even in the game against the Nets, where the Warriors managed to win 120-104, they allowed 128 points, which is unacceptable. Against teams like the Nets, who were missing key players, the Warriors should have shown more defensive consistency. What's going on, after all? Now, the game against the Thunder was also frustrating. The team struggled to recover after being far behind on the scoreboard. And in the game against the Suns, it was the same story. A 17-point deficit, almost reaching 20 at some points. The Warriors tried to fight back, but lacked clutch shots to secure the win. This all reflects a rotation that, in the end, isn't allowing the players to get into a consistent rhythm. Players like Lindy Waters or Moses Moody, who don't have guaranteed minutes, enter the game but never manage to stabilize. They don't get the chance to fully integrate into the game because they're always worried they might be substituted at any moment. Is this Warriors rotation sustainable for a long season? I honestly don't believe that if this dynamic continues, the team will achieve the continuity needed to succeed in the playoffs. What elite teams in the NBA need now is chemistry and consistency. You can't expect to be at your peak in May if you don't have a well-defined structure and players in sync. And tell me, what do you think about Kerr's approach with so many players on the court? Could the solution be shortening the rotation? And in Pat Spencer's case, why was he on the court in the first quarter against the Suns? Wouldn't it be better to give more minutes to more decisive players? One of the most constant criticisms, and honestly, one that worries me, is Jonathan Kuminga's performance. He entered the season as one of the main bets, but his recent games have been well below expectations. In 4 games, Kuminga made only 18 out of 51 attempts, which represents less than 40% shooting accuracy. He's been a question mark for the team, and I wonder, what's happening with him? Is he losing confidence? Has the change in position, from the starting lineup to the bench, affected his performance? Kerr wanted Kuminga to be kind of a scorer coming off the bench, but is this strategy really working? The Warriors were tempted to pay $35 million for Kuminga during the offseason, but fortunately, that contract didn't materialize. If it had happened, I think it would have been a mistake. Kuminga is still struggling to find his game, especially without the consistency the team needs to be competitive. Compared to other moves the Warriors could have made, like trading for Paul George or Lauri Markkanen, it seems that betting on Kuminga isn't yielding the expected results. And what about Stephen Curry? There's no doubt that he is the heart of the Warriors' offense, the top scorer, and the main reference on the court. However, the team has been going through long offensive droughts, which puts even more pressure on Curry. Does the team need to preserve him more for the playoffs, or should he be playing more minutes to keep the team competitive? Without Curry at his best, the Warriors' chances of success are significantly compromised. The situation is no longer as comfortable, and from a leadership position in the West, the Warriors are now in 4th or 5th place. The situation could worsen if the team doesn't make quick adjustments. What do you think? What can be done to help Curry stay healthy and the team competitive? When we look at the current moment of the Warriors, it's hard not to wonder, what's happening with this team? The Golden State Warriors have always been synonymous with consistency, with a solid base that knew what it was doing, regardless of the challenges. But now, with this negative streak and unstable rotation, things aren't so clear. I truly believe the team still has the quality to fight at the top of the Western Conference, but something needs to change urgently. First, Steve Kerr's rotation is showing signs of being unsustainable. Players like Moses Moody and Lindy Waters, who don't have guaranteed minutes on the court, never manage to get into the necessary rhythm to help the team. What we see are inconsistent moves, with many players trying to adjust, but without a clear plan for maximizing what each player can deliver. It's no secret that the team's chemistry needs to improve. For a team like the Warriors, where experience and adaptability are crucial, these performance fluctuations are concerning. Then comes Jonathan Kuminga. His potential is clear, but there's a big difference between potential and the reality he's showing on the court. What's happening with him? At the beginning of the season, many of us believed he would be one of the key players, perhaps the big differentiator for the Warriors, but so far, he hasn't shown the expected level. When you invest so much in the development of a player and see him struggling at crucial moments, it's hard not to question his real future within the Warriors system. But as much as the moment isn't favorable, one thing is certain. Stephen Curry continues to be the team's pillar. Even with the pressure on him and the criticism that arises with each loss, he is undoubtedly the Warriors' greatest asset. But honestly, the team needs to use Curry more, explore what he does best, and maybe adjust the way the pieces around him work. We can't leave Curry alone in a system that's proving to be inefficient. He needs the help of a team that fits together. In the end, what I see is a team with a lot of potential, but with an urgent need for adjustments and finding balance. I'm not sure if that will happen overnight, but what the Warriors really need now is more stability, more consistency, and less improvisation. The season is long, and they still have time, but this team urgently needs to get back on track before the hole gets any deeper. These are my concerns, but now it's your turn. Let's talk about the possible changes the Golden State Warriors might need to make. Is this rotation and roster ready to compete for a championship? Subscribe to the channel, activate the notifications, and follow our daily updates on the Warriors. We're covering everything happening with the team, bringing you news, analysis, and rumors in real time. I want to hear your opinions in the comments.